watching, who's saying what. You know, my name is Justice Scott Rhodes. I was born May 12th, 1985. You know, I went to prison when I was 19, got out when I was 21, had a 10-year parole. I violated it 3 days after the fact. Then turned around when I was 23 after making all that money and did 13 years in prison.
Wow.
I had a friend that invited me up here named Jimmy. We were caretaking for a millionaire named Clay Coleman. His mother put everything together for him.
Okay.
And I never knew what was going on. Clay Coleman ended up actually being an alcoholic. Jim, my buddy, ended up having cancer. And we got into a fight. You know, long story short, we got into a fight. I stabbed him in the arm.
Wow.
He reached up too fast, but in a way, I didn't physically just have the knife and and stab him. I had some tattoo material, a tattoo machine and stuff, and like a little pen knife that opens up envelopes. And when he reached for my neck, and automatically it's an alert, you're alert.
Yeah.
So I kind of jabbed.
Self-preservation.
So I got in trouble for that.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Well,
Since we're on that subject, how did this start? What made you have to defend yourself? If you mind telling me the story.
We were working for the guy Clay Coleman, caretaking.
Okay.
And basically, they were both my friends. I had both apartments and what I wanted. And I never thought about spending this amount of money, this and that. It was, the money was the money because we were making it. But how do I say it? When it boils down to it, I asked Mr. Jim, hey man, smoke a little weed with me, because we worked also landscaping with a guy named Luther in Somerset County. And it turned out he was one of the biggest damn plugs in Eastern Shore, and it was the greatest world. It was the greatest thing in the world, because I was like, I could work and just be like, yo, throw me this, but it didn't work like that. You're not a function addict. It's really hard, and even when you do work and get the money, it's even hard. But you're gonna get it because you get it. But what I'm saying is, it turned out that I asked him one day, smoke a little bit of weed, and drink a little bit. He kept saying, nah, man, I don't want it. I go to the bathroom, come out, and he doesn't drink the whole beer, a Four Loko. You know what a Four Loko is? Yeah,
I know what it is.
He slammed the whole Four Loko and was toking away on the weed and was high. And I'm like, look, I got a tattoo. I called my girl. We were fucking around a little bit, you know what I mean? And I was like,